Hey everybody, welcome back. It has been, I don't know, I think like a month since I posted anything, and I'm glad to be back. Thank you for your patience. Just seasons of life stuff going on, tons of work for me as some of my partners were on vacation for most of June, so I really didn't scrap at all in June. So I'm getting back into the swing of things. This week is actually week 20. You can see at the top my title card says 19. That was a mistake. And I was really bummed about it because that was, one of the 4x6 cards from the Studio Calico kit. I think it was from April. And I really loved it, so I put that giant Ali Edwards week by week brush on top of it, and it was the wrong one. So then I was telling my mom about it, and she was like, "Oh, I have it. You can just have my card." So thanks, Mom, for bailing me out of my mistake. This is the week that we are finishing up our New York vacation, and we did a lot on that Monday. So most of the spread is New York, even though we were only there really Monday and we came home Tuesday. We went to the 9/11 Memorial. We went to the Francis Tavern, which is one of the few colonial buildings left in the city, and celebrated our first anniversary and went to Rockefeller Center. So it was a busy day. We have a lot of mementos from those events also. And just like in my previous week spreads, I like to keep those things. I like to keep the tickets and, coasters and room keys if I don't stay there that often. Things change. I mean, when I was little, they were actual keys, and now there's these electronic cards, and who knows what it'll be in 10 or 15 years. So that's one of the things I love about Project Life. I stamped the dates of week 20 in some of the Color Theory pigment inks. I picked these up on sale because Studio Calico is having like this birthday celebration, and I picked up these inks. Love that they coordinate, and it's not just all black on that card. So I used the Limelight and the Lavender Soda, since those were both colors that were in the March kit. Written in the Stars. I think it's March. Written in the Stars is what it was. So I'm putting together my card for the 9/11 Memorial. I have a lot more to say about the 9/11 Memorial. So I think I'm going to do another like 12 by 12 scrapbook layout about that. But this is just to, remember that we were there on this particular day, and more to come on that. These letter chipboard pieces didn't really stick down, so I had to put additional adhesive on them. And then the photo that's going to go underneath this card on the right there, that's one of the new towers, which is really pretty, framed by the trees. So this card is going to be talking about the 4x6 photo that's just underneath it. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I know I want to handwrite my journaling, but what am I going to label it? So I grabbed some of my little stamps. This is a Studio Calico set, and I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Mini Laina or something like that. It starts with an L. I don't know how to say it. But these I use a lot because they're the perfect size for Project Life. And so I spelled out the name of the building. It was the Francis Tavern. And it was so cool because, that's where George Washington walked, and all these colonial guys and all this really awesome stuff. So, and it's actually a functioning restaurant in the financial district. So if you ever get a chance to go to New York and you want to see some real history, I mean, this is as early as it gets for America, right? So, and the room that is just underneath it is the room that Washington said goodbye to his troops in before he retired to Mount Vernon after winning the Revolutionary War. So anyway, I am just spelling this all out, the Francis Tavern, and I'm going to handwrite my journaling onto the card. after I decide that I want to use this chipboard piece. The chipboard piece says chapter by chapter, and I thought I was going to have room for it on my journaling card, but as usual, I ran out of room, and it's a chronic problem for me, and so I ended up putting it on the photo beneath it. Sorry, some of this is off the screen there. I'm a little rusty. Okay, chipboard piece goes there. I liked how it filled that little space. Perfect. Okay, so this is the stuff that I collected that day as well. We had switched hotels, so I wanted to save that one because Lord knows when I'm ever going to be able to stay at the St. Regis again. And I had printed this journaling out on a very, very old Allie Edwards overlay. So I printed that out, and then I'm using one of my page flip things so that it's an interactive element, and you can see some more of the stuff that I collected. And it's a neat way to add just a little something extra if you have extra mementos or whatever. And if you guys want the link, I'll try to find it. They're pretty old, and I'm not sure that they make them anymore, but if you let me know, I'll just I'll do a search for them. So now I'm using some of these old vellum stickers that also match the colors in this kit to spell out first anniversary, and you can see that I'm putting them onto a cellophane bag, like a packaging bag. And I do this as my little letters trick because whenever I stick them directly on the paper, they're always crooked. So I put them here, and then they come off pretty easily on the cellophane. Some people use clear rulers and some other tricks, but this one works out for me pretty good. And after I put it on, I realized that even here I was crooked, so excuse my head in the way, but I really wanted to get this all straight and even. Okay, and then you just, you don't put the letters on the whole thing, you just put the very bottom, like third or quarter of the sticker onto the cellophane bag so that you have exposed adhesive, and then that sticks to the paper, and then you just gently peel off the cellophane. So I wanted to use this I Love You card and figure out, well, which punch I'm going to use. So I have a 1-inch punch, a 1 1/4 inch punch, a 1 3/4 punch, and a 2-inch punch. And the one that I wanted was 1 1/2, which I don't have, which is hilarious. And so there, I just used I think it was 1 3/4. It worked out fine. And then just embellishing that last page with like a clue to the person who's looking at the scrapbook that this is interactive. I've seen people go through my scrapbooks before, and if I don't put a little tab on it, a lot of times people don't notice that it flips up because it blends so well and it looks like all the other plastic. So I try to remember to put on these little tabs. This is a 1-inch Avery tab, and usually I use 2 inches, but I just wanted to put the word lift on it, so I used the 1-inch. Some puffy stickers from the kit, from the Studio Calico kit. And I toyed with that rubber piece for a minute, but that part was going to be pretty thick because of the coaster and the hotel key and all that stuff, so I put it aside. And that business card is where we had dinner. It was so amazing. Oh my gosh. And like dorks, we forgot to take our picture. So all we have is the memory of the food. All right, and then, so now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with that card that says Destiny. I don't really have a whole bunch left to say because, like I said, I have a lot to say about the 9/11 Memorial, which will not fit on a 3x4 card. So I'm looking for an appropriate kind of filler card or something. I ended up going with Destiny, but it's just one of those things that I'm not totally happy with, but it works. I grabbed this Obsessed card because while we were gone, we had a close friend of ours watch The House and the Cats, and Maggie loves Uncle Kenny, and she's just a traitor. So, no, she was starved for attention. She's very social. So I'm glad that he was able to see her and send this proof of life photo. So this photo in the bottom right-hand corner is a text that I got from one of my residents, and I wanted to include it because I was just so proud of him and what he had done, and the fact that I helped him. And so I took a screenshot of it and printed it out, and then I used one of these 3x4 cards from Allie Edwards' Week in the Life kit. Oh, and after I stuck this down, I'm like, oh, I want it to go diagonal. So I very carefully peeled it off and almost did it without making a mistake, but it sort of shredded the bottom. That's okay. And then I just journaled about how awesome it was that, you know, he passed this class and that I helped him pass the exam and all this stuff. So I love what I do. I love training the next generation of surgeons. It's pretty cool. Next, I'm going to be looking for kind of a thicker washi tape to stick those two cards together. And it doesn't matter what it looks like because you're not going to see it. It just has to be thick enough so that each side has good purchase on the adhesive so that it doesn't come apart. And then just trim the photo to fit. And I'm done with that one. So next I'm going to move on to this other card with my mom and my aunt. They wanted to see my scrapbooks, and of course I was happy to oblige them. So it was just really cool watching them go through the stuff that I make. I don't have kids, so I don't really have anybody to go through them and look at them. So it was nice. Typed out my journaling, cut it out, and then just adhering it down. All right, I'm going to adhere down the little flippy page. Make sure that's all stuck down nice and it works good. And I'm just going to grab some more of these chipboard elements to provide a little consistency throughout the spread. And I need some on the right-hand side, or sorry, the left-hand side, because they all have the chipboard on the right, so I threw that one on the left. So here's my week 20. Thank you guys so much for coming back. Missed you guys. And I will definitely be able to keep up more regularly with putting videos up here. So I appreciate you hanging out and checking out what I did. If you have any questions or comments or stuff that you wanted to know, please leave a comment. And in the meantime, I hope you're having a great summer and happy scrapping. We'll see you next time. Bye.